Chosen one. Stop and listen. Heaven has interrupted your routine. This is not just another message. This is the divine moment everything in your life has been preparing you for. The unseen realm has paused to speak directly to you. The air around you feels different because it is angels are standing by, waiting for your word. Every second of hesitation echoes across eternity. And heaven has chosen this instant to bring you face to face with your final assignment. You were never random. Every breath, every setback, every season of silence has been leading you here. You have walked through valleys that were never meant to destroy you, but to reveal what was hidden within you. The pain you carried wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Heaven never wastes suffering. You have been refined, not rejected. And now, the assignment that was written for your life before the foundations of the world is being unveiled. Can you feel it? The atmosphere is shifting because heaven is listening for your response. The same angels that strengthened Daniel, the same presence that surrounded Elijah, now surrounds you. The heavens are fully alert, waiting for the sound of your yes. Every delay has been divine timing. And now time itself bows to your obedience. When you speak, heaven will move. When you surrender, the chain reaction will begin. You have wrestled with uncertainty. You have asked, Lord, am I ready? But readiness is not perfection, it is willingness. Heaven is not asking for flawless execution, it is asking for your full surrender. Every fear that told you you're not enough was sent to silence the power you carry. Because your voice has weight in the spirit, your yes will activate armies. Your obedience will unlock doors you didn't even know existed. The realm of light waits for your command. Scripture reveals in the book of Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 14, "Are not all angels ministering spirits, sent to serve those who will inherit salvation?" Yes, angels have been assigned to you. They are not symbolic, they are real. They wait in perfect stillness, eyes fixed on you, ready to move at the sound of your surrender. Every assignment from heaven begins with one obedient vessel. And right now that vessel is you. The kingdom does not advance through noise, but through obedience. Your quiet yes carries more authority than 1,000 empty declarations. Heaven recognizes the sound of genuine surrender, and when it hears it, the supernatural is unleashed. You have been hidden for a reason. God did not overlook you. He was protecting you from premature exposure. While others ran ahead, He kept you in the shadows so your roots would grow deep. You weren't being delayed, you were being developed. Now, the seal of silence is breaking. The same God who anointed David in secret is calling your name in public. The final assignment is not about striving, it is about stepping into what was always yours. The angels are not idle. They are positioned like soldiers at attention, waiting for the sound of your agreement. Some of them have been waiting your entire life for this moment. They carry blueprints, divine strategies, instructions that cannot be executed until you speak. Your yes is the command that sets heaven in motion. Without it, they remain still. With it, they move with unstoppable force. Chosen one. You must understand, this is the moment heaven planned for. You were not created to survive. You were created to govern. You were not called to blend in. You were called to break through. There is a reason you felt the weight of warfare. It's because your life disrupts darkness. You carry an authority that terrifies the enemy. He's not afraid of who you've been. He's afraid of who you're becoming. and your transformation begins the moment you decide to obey. The Spirit of God is whispering, "Say yes." Don't let fear silence your destiny. Don't let doubt delay what heaven has already confirmed. The world is shifting, time is accelerating, the final instructions are being released. Heaven has placed everything in alignment, waiting for your confirmation. You may think this is coincidence, but it's divine choreography. Every delay, every pain, every detour has been part of heaven's design to bring you to this very instant. Take a breath. Feel the stillness. The kingdom is listening. When you whisper, "Yes," heaven will shout. When you move, the earth will respond. And when you believe, angels will be dispatched. You have been chosen for this. You are the key that unlocks the next move of God in your generation. If you feel this stirring in your spirit, let heaven record your agreement. Like this message, share it to awaken other chosen ones, and subscribe so you remain connected to what heaven is doing next. Comment 777 below as your prophetic confirmation that your yes has been spoken, and the angels have received their command. You were never random, and heaven has been whispering this truth since before time began. Every star was placed, every season written, and in the middle of it all, your name was spoken. You were not created by accident, you were crafted with purpose, designed as part of a divine strategy that stretches beyond human comprehension. Long before your first breath, you were marked for impact. There was a council in heaven where your destiny was discussed, and your assignment was sealed with light. You have always felt different, even as a child. Something in you stirred when others felt nothing. You noticed the unseen patterns, the quiet pull toward things that mattered beyond the visible. You carried empathy like armor and conviction like a fire. You wondered why people misunderstood you, why belonging felt impossible, and why silence often felt louder than words. It was because your spirit was tuned to heaven's frequency, and the noise of the world could never satisfy that divine frequency inside you. There are layers of mystery woven into your story, layers that have protected you from being diluted by what is common. Every detour, every disappointment was heaven's way of preserving your purity of purpose. You may have thought you were being punished, but you were actually being positioned. God could not allow you to become ordinary because your calling is extraordinary. When others were celebrated, you were hidden. When others advanced, you were delayed. But that delay was never denial, it was divine timing, aligning your steps with your mission. The Spirit has watched you in every hidden place. When you wept in silence, heaven counted each tear. When you doubted your worth, the Father whispered over you, "You are chosen." The enemy tried to bury your identity under rejection and fear, but identity given by heaven cannot be erased by hell. The world may have tried to redefine you, but your true name still echoes in eternity. You are a carrier of light, a vessel of divine assignment, and a living testimony that the plans of God never fail. There were moments you questioned, "Why me?" And heaven answered, "Because you were willing." The qualification was never perfection, it was availability. You were not chosen because you were flawless, but because your heart remained tender in a hard world. When others hardened themselves to survive, you stayed open enough to hear the still, small voice. That willingness is your signature in heaven. It is what separates you from the masses. It is what drew heaven's attention to you long before the world knew your name. There's a sacred exchange happening even now. Every moment of pain you endured becomes the oil that fuels your future. Every scar becomes a symbol of trust. God never wastes a wound. The weight you've carried is the proof of what you're called to carry next. What once felt like a burden will soon reveal itself as authority. You have paid the price of transformation through surrender, and heaven is about to reveal the glory born from that process. As the Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. This is the confirmation your heart has waited for. You were known before your name was spoken on earth. You were set apart before you ever had the chance to prove yourself. And that means your destiny is not something you earn, it is something you awaken to. You are walking in a story that was written with precision. Every challenge has meaning. Every delay carries purpose. You were never lost. You were simply walking through the hidden corridors of preparation. Now you stand on the threshold between who you were and who you were always meant to be. The echoes of eternity are calling your name again. The same voice that spoke galaxies into existence now speaks to your spirit. You were never random. You were chosen for this exact moment in time. You are awakening. And heaven watches in stillness as realization dawns within you. Every heartbeat echoes with divine intent. The light within you begins to rise. Uncontainable, unstoppable, announcing that the appointed time has finally come. The veil of confusion lifts, and revelation floods your spirit. You understand now, every silence was sacred, every detour necessary. You are no longer waiting for purpose. Purpose has been waiting for you. And as heaven leans closer, the whisper becomes thunder. Move forward. The alignment is complete. The assignment is ready. And angels stand poised to carry out what your obedience will now release. You can feel it now, the atmosphere around you, thick with divine tension. Heaven leans closer as your hesitation echoes across the realms. The question remains, will you delay or will you obey? Every moment of indecision creates ripples in the unseen, and heaven waits, not with anger, but with anticipation. You are standing between what has been promised and what must be unlocked through your faith. Delay is not neutral. Every pause has a cost. You've felt it, the weight of missed opportunities, the quiet ache of knowing you were meant to move sooner. Yet even in that delay, mercy has held space for your return. Grace has not expired. The gates have not yet closed. But the Spirit warns gently, the window is narrowing. The longer you wait, the more costly the silence becomes. Your hesitation has not gone unnoticed by heaven. There have been times when divine instructions stirred within you, a whisper, a dream, a burden you could not explain. You felt it but told yourself, maybe later. Yet later became years, and someday became delay. But today, heaven interrupts that pattern. The word comes clear, no more delay. What was postponed must now proceed. The assignment cannot remain idle. The heavens are moving, and your obedience must match their pace. The Spirit of God is calling you into alignment. You've been carrying blueprints without building, holding revelation without release. The vision has weight, and it grows heavier when it's not acted upon. Heaven cannot wait forever. When grace opens a moment, it must be seized. Every divine opportunity has a lifespan. When it expires, the angels reassign the mission. And yet, Mercy has preserved yours because it still belongs to you. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 16, make the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. You are being called to redeem time, to take back the hours the enemy has stolen through fear, doubt, and distraction. Heaven is saying, act now, and the years will be restored. The delay was not meant to destroy you, but to teach you discernment. You now understand that obedience must outweigh comfort. You now see that every act of surrender shifts something in the unseen. Chosen one, the heavens are counting on your movement. Every instruction delayed is a blessing deferred. The angels assigned to your destiny stand ready but cannot act without your agreement. There is power in your yes, but there is also consequence in your silence. The enemy thrives in your hesitation because he knows that once you move, his strongholds crumble. He has used confusion to paralyze your faith. But this moment is the breaking point. You are being awakened into urgency, not panic, but holy urgency, the kind that shakes apathy from your bones and reignites fire in your spirit. Heaven does not operate on human schedules. It responds to obedience. When God says, move, He has already prepared the ground ahead. You cannot wait for perfect timing because obedience creates perfect timing. Every step you take in faith becomes the foundation heaven builds upon. You may think you have time, but listen, spiritual doors are sensitive. They open with grace and close with silence. The longer you wait, the heavier it becomes to step through. But the moment you decide, power meets you. The moment you act, grace multiplies. The moment you say, I will obey, every delay begins to dissolve. Type, no more delay. Write it as a declaration, not a comment. When you type it, you are not just engaging with a message, you are aligning with heaven. Your words have power in the unseen. Your agreement becomes authorization. Angels move on faith expressed through obedience. Let this not be another passing moment. Let it be the one heaven records as your turning point. This is the shift where hesitation becomes action, where waiting becomes walking, where you were never meant to live in hesitation. Every second of doubt drains divine momentum. The moment you act, heaven rushes to respond. You were created to move with faith, not fear, to be the vessel that turns divine instruction into manifestation. Your obedience is the language of heaven. When you move, angels interpret it as command. When you speak, they take flight. That is why your words matter more than emotion, because what you declare on earth activates movement in the spiritual realm. Type, no more delay. Do it as a covenant between your spirit and heaven itself. When you type it, you're breaking the pattern of postponement, declaring to every force of resistance that your time of waiting is over. Heaven hears and records your obedience. Before every breakthrough, heaven releases a whisper, a still, commanding breath that moves through your spirit before it touches your surroundings. That whisper has reached you now. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand. It simply speaks truth with the weight of eternity. The whisper says, be still and listen. The next instruction is already in motion. And this quiet moment is not emptiness, it's divine alignment. Heaven does its greatest work in silence. When the noise of the world fades, the strategies of God are heard clearly. Every battle begins with a whisper. Every victory begins with stillness. The same God who parted the sea began with a word spoken in private, and that is where you are now, standing in the holy stillness before the storm of breakthrough. You've been asking for clarity, but clarity often comes as quiet conviction. You expected thunder, but heaven answered with peace. That peace is not absence of war. It is confirmation that the war has already been won. When you sense stillness, don't assume inaction. The angels are moving quietly, rearranging details that your eyes cannot yet see. Divine timing is never late. It is layered, deliberate, and exact. There is something sacred about waiting when you know heaven is working. The whisper of God carries authority that no human voice can rival. When he speaks in stillness, he's not trying to convince you, he's preparing you. His whisper carries both direction and protection. It guides your next move and shields you from premature exposure. There are assignments too powerful to be rushed. You may not see movement yet, but heaven never sleeps. In this moment, unseen activity surrounds you. Angels are mapping the path ahead, weaving divine connections that will appear at the appointed hour. The Spirit is stirring hearts in places you've never been, preparing rooms you've never entered. All you must do is stay sensitive, stay yielded, stay still long enough to hear the next command. We find in the book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 10, "Be still, and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." This verse is not a call to inactivity, it's a call to trust. To be still means to release control, to let heaven orchestrate the impossible. God does not need your panic, he needs your permission. The enemy tries to use pressure to make you move prematurely, but heaven uses stillness to make you move precisely. Obedience birthed in peace carries more power than action birthed in fear. There is a spiritual discipline in listening deeply. Every chosen one must master it, for in that stillness, heaven reveals secrets not given to the restless. The whisper before the storm is not a pause, it's an instruction. Heaven often hides answers in silence, so that only those who are attuned to the Spirit will recognize them. The world reacts, the chosen respond. That is what sets you apart. This quiet moment is also a mirror. Heaven is letting you see the strength of your faith when there is no visible evidence. Can you trust what you cannot trace? Can you believe without proof? That's what separates sight from faith. The whisper teaches patience because it knows that timing is power. When you learn to move with heaven's rhythm, no opposition can disrupt you. Every warrior of light must understand this rhythm. Even angels move in silence before they move in strength. Their stillness is strategic, not passive. The same is true for you. There are battles being fought in the unseen while you wait. Every time you choose peace over panic, you reinforce heaven's position within you. Every moment you stay still, faith grows louder than fear. You are being trained in heaven's pace. You are learning that divine timing is not slow, it is exact. When God delays, he's aligning. When he pauses, he's protecting. When he whispers, he's inviting you into deeper partnership. The waiting room of heaven is never wasted space. It's sacred ground. So listen closely in this stillness. Don't rush what God is refining. Don't speak over what heaven is still writing. The whisper before the storm is the sound of angels aligning, of destiny unfolding, of divine order, preparing to break forth in power. You are standing in the calm before revelation. the silence before the shift. Hold your position. The next sound you hear will change everything. In the silence, heaven breathes. The air thickens with unseen movement. A holy anticipation trembling between dimensions. What feels still is actually heaven preparing release. And when it breaks, everything will align: time, destiny, favor, purpose, all moving as one divine current, flowing through your surrendered yes. And you can almost feel the air shifting now. The whisper that once spoke in secret has begun to rise like a quiet wind through your soul. Heaven's rhythm beats steady, calling you closer, asking for one thing: your heart in full alignment. The moment you surrender completely, the angels move freely. It's not control God wants from you, it's connection, it's relationship. Heaven's power flows best through the open hands of a willing heart. This journey is not about religion or rule, it's about resonance. When your heart beats in rhythm with heaven's will, the supernatural becomes natural. You begin to see with new eyes, to hear what others ignore, to walk paths others fear. You are no longer guessing where God is leading. You are flowing with His direction, like a river that already knows its way to the sea. Think of this: the river never forces its course. It simply follows the pull of gravity, the invisible force that always draws it home. That's what obedience feels like. You are the river. Heaven is the pull. And your yes is the current. You don't have to push, you only have to flow. But even rivers need banks, places that guide their direction, shape their course, and help them carry life to others. This message, this space you are part of, has become one of those guiding banks. It holds the flow so that what begins as a whisper in one heart can become a wave of awakening across nations. When you listen, when you engage, when you support, it's not about giving to a person. It's about expanding the current of what God is doing through this voice to reach more hearts still searching for light. The Apostle reminds us in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 7. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. This truth has always been simple. Giving is not a transaction, it's participation. When you sow, you are not paying for revelation. You are planting into transformation. You are adding a drop of your faith into a stream that becomes a river of hope for others. Some will never stand in a church, never open a Bible, but they will hear the voice of heaven through the work your giving makes possible. If this message has touched you, if it has reminded you of who you truly are, then I invite you gently, humbly, to help keep this river flowing. When you like, it's as if you're lighting a lantern along the riverbank so others can find their way. When you share, you release a dove, carrying the message of peace to hearts far beyond your reach. When you subscribe, you build a bridge that keeps this light flowing toward your spirit. A sacred rhythm that reconnects you with every new word heaven releases. And if your heart stirs beyond that, if gratitude wells up quietly within you, consider this. To donate is to drop a seed into the riverbed of faith. It's not payment, it's participation. Your gift becomes a current that carries life downstream, reaching shores you will never see, watering souls you may never meet. This is not obligation, it's opportunity. A candle loses nothing by lighting another. It only increases the brightness. Your generosity is like that candle. It illuminates corners of the world, where despair once lived. You might never see the faces your light reaches, but heaven will show you one day the impact of your faithfulness if you choose to donate. See it not as a requirement, but as worship, a quiet act of trust. Imagine it like planting a seed into good soil. You may not see the growth immediately, but heaven waters it, multiplies it, and sends back fruit in unexpected ways. And even if all you can offer is your prayer, your presence, your engagement that still carries weight, heaven measures heart before it measures amount. You are part of something living, something eternal. Every act of support, every lantern lit, every dove released, every bridge built, every seed sown becomes your fingerprint on heaven's story. You are helping to build a bridge between heaven's heart and human hearts. Remember, you cannot outgive heaven. Every time you release something into divine purpose, heaven multiplies it. You are not losing, you are investing into eternity. You are not giving away, you are giving forward. The river keeps flowing, stronger with each connection, deeper with each act of faith. And through it all, angels stand along its banks, watching, smiling, and whispering the same truth over your life. You are part of the current. You are chosen to carry the flow. The test of surrender always comes quietly. It doesn't arrive in chaos or thunder, but in those still, sacred moments when heaven asks for something that costs you comfort. You can sense it now, the stirring in your chest that whispers, lay it down, not because God wants to take something from you, but because He wants to free your hands for what is next. Every chosen one must face this moment, the holy exchange between control and trust. You've carried dreams, plans, and timelines that you've guarded tightly, believing they were your security. But heaven is asking for something deeper than success. It's asking for surrender. For every plan that didn't go as you hoped, there was divine protection behind the scenes. For every closed door, there was an unseen hand redirecting you to purpose. You thought you lost something, but in truth, you were being aligned with something greater. Surrender is not weakness. It is the strongest act of faith a soul can perform. To surrender is to say, I no longer need to understand in order to obey. It's releasing the need to control outcomes and trusting that heaven already has. The greatest strength is not in holding on, it's in letting go with peace. You have been tested in fire and silence. There were moments you wondered why God stripped away what you thought you needed. Yet now, standing on the other side, you begin to understand some things were never meant to go with you into your next season. You were carrying extra weight, and heaven was pruning it off, piece by piece, not to harm you, but to prepare you for flight. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 37, verse 5, commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. This promise is not poetic, it's prophetic. When you commit your path, heaven commits its resources. The moment your plans become His plans, divine alignment accelerates. Surrender doesn't stop the process, it speeds it up. Heaven doesn't need perfection from you, it needs permission. You might be standing at a crossroads, holding tightly to something you've prayed for, fearing that if you release it, you'll lose everything. But the truth is, every time you surrender, heaven returns what's yours in better form. Isaac was given back to Abraham after obedience. The dream resurrects when it's laid upon the altar. What you surrender in trust, God resurrects in power. Heaven is not testing your strength, it's measuring your willingness. There's a reason why the oil only flows from crushed olives. Why gold only shines after fire. You are being refined, not reduced. Everything that remains after surrender will carry greater glory, greater clarity, greater authority. There is peace hidden in surrender. It doesn't always come instantly, but when it comes, it brings freedom deeper than understanding. You will find yourself breathing easier, walking lighter, and hearing heaven's instructions more clearly. What once felt like loss will begin to feel like liberation. The enemy loses his grip on the one who no longer clings to what can be taken. Look around you. The atmosphere is shifting because heaven is responding to your heart. Angels move where trust is present. They carry the rewards of surrender, the new assignments, new mantles, and new authority that come only after obedience. This is your threshold moment. Once you step through, everything changes. If your heart feels that holy pull right now, don't resist it. Lean into it. Whisper your surrender. Heaven is not asking for perfection, just permission. This is not about giving up, it's about giving in to divine orchestration. Now, as a prophetic act of alignment, type 555 inches, the comments, not as a ritual, but as a symbol of transformation. 5 is the number of grace, and by writing it 3 times, you're declaring, grace upon grace covers my surrender. When you type 555, you are marking this moment in eternity's record, the moment you stopped fighting for control and started flowing with purpose. Heaven reads your faith in simple acts of obedience. This is your declaration that surrender is no longer fearful, it is beautiful. Remember, the test of surrender is never about loss, it's about trust. What you release now will return multiplied, pressed down, and overflowing in divine timing. The altar is not where things die, it's where they transform. And heaven is waiting for your yes. When you type 555, imagine heaven engraving it beside your name, a living covenant that grace now governs your next steps. Every obstacle bows to divine favor, released through trust. This number isn't superstition, it's symbolism. It means transition, divine renewal, and multiplied grace. By declaring 555, you're not chasing luck, you're confirming that surrender has become your strength. There are moments in your journey when the darkness seems to notice you. It studies you, circles you, and wonders how light still radiates from a life so wounded. You've felt it, the silent resistance that rises every time you take a step closer to your calling. It's not coincidence, it's recognition. Darkness recognizes authority. You may not have realized it, but your very existence disrupts the enemy's plans. The anointing on your life carries frequency, and darkness cannot dwell in that sound. Every time you speak truth, every time you choose peace instead of anger, forgiveness instead of bitterness, obedience instead of rebellion, you announce your allegiance to the kingdom. That announcement shakes foundations in unseen places. There's a reason the attacks felt personal. The enemy only fights what threatens him. You carry a light he cannot extinguish, a purpose he cannot rewrite, a calling he cannot steal. Every storm that rose against you was an attempt to make you forget who you are. Yet here you stand, Scarred, yes, but still glowing. The fire that was meant to consume you refined you instead. You were not designed to hide your light to make others comfortable. You are a torchbearer. And torches do not apologize for shining. They were built to confront the night. The darkness around you has never been evidence of defeat. It's been confirmation of your assignment. The closer you move toward destiny, the more resistance you attract, because the enemy senses the power that comes with your next. Yes. The voice of God thundered in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. That word still echoes now. To arise means more than standing up. It means awakening to your authority. To shine means to release what has been hidden within you. The glory resting upon you is not earned by effort. It is revealed through obedience. You carry heaven's signature, and creation recognizes its own light within you. Every battle you've fought has been a reflection of your value. You've been misunderstood, misused, and even misrepresented. But the truth is this: chosen ones are rarely celebrated early. The weight of your calling makes you a target. That's why your warfare has been so intense. Hell doesn't waste resources on the irrelevant. The storms you've endured were not proof of weakness, they were proof of impact. The enemy has tried to convince you that your light was too dim, that your past disqualified you, that your mistakes erased your worth. But light is not cancelled by shadow, it conquers it. Every time you rise again, you prove that darkness has limits. Your very survival is warfare. Your peace is rebellion against the enemy's plan. Remember how many times you thought it was over, yet you kept going. That resilience is evidence of the divine breath within you. When you rise, heaven celebrates. When you keep standing after being struck, angels rally around your endurance. They know what you carry. They know what your obedience is about to release into the earth. This is why you could not blend in. The world sensed your difference before you did. You were built for confrontation, not with people, but with principalities. Your presence alone unsettles systems of darkness because your spirit carries authority that was given, not earned. Every place your foot touches is marked with heaven's claim. The enemy's goal was never just to stop you, it was to silence the sound of your faith. But now you understand your silence is no longer an option. The world needs what you carry. You were not called to echo fear, you were called to release fire. Your light is divine weaponry. You don't fight with rage, you fight with radiance. Every act of kindness, every prayer whispered in secret, every choice to stay pure in a corrupt world, these are strikes against the enemy. You are not fighting for victory, you are fighting from victory. Heaven already decided the outcome. So, when darkness recognizes you again, do not shrink back. Stand taller. Let your presence announce that the light within you has grown stronger than ever before. The storm may roar, but it cannot rewrite your name. You are marked, chosen, and unstoppable. This season will not break you, it will reveal you. The very pressure that tried to silence you will amplify your light. For every attack, there is an equal measure of anointing waiting to emerge. And soon, the world will not just see the battles you fought, they will see the glory that came from them. There comes a moment in every chosen life when the fire itself begins to speak, not through words, but through revelation, through the strange, divine awareness that pain was never random. You begin to see it now, how every hardship, every breaking point, every unanswered prayer carried within it a secret message from heaven. What once looked like loss was actually preparation. And what once felt like silence was God shaping you in the flame. The fire was never meant to destroy you, it was meant to define you. Every chosen one must pass through their own furnace. Because fire is heaven's classroom. It teaches what comfort never can. It refines motives, tests loyalty, and purifies intentions until only truth remains. There is no imitation in the flame. Pretense burns away quickly there. Only authenticity survives. You have been through seasons that felt endless. Nights when tears were your only prayer. Days when faith felt like weight instead of strength. And yet, through it all, something inside you refused to die. That something is divine resilience, the part of you that remembers heaven even when earth feels unbearable. You were not kept alive by coincidence, you were sustained by assignment. The fire has a voice. It doesn't always sound comforting, but it always carries wisdom. In the fire, God doesn't shout, He reveals. The heat removes distractions until only His voice remains. The whispers that reach you in your hardest seasons are the ones that shape your destiny the most. They come stripped of noise, carrying clarity sharper than any sword. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Zechariah. Chapter 13, verse 9. I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. They will call on my name, and I will answer them. No, these words are your mirror. You've lived their truth without even realizing it. Every trial that felt like punishment was actually purification. Every delay that frustrated you was heaven's way of deepening your roots before revealing your branches. God does not waste pain. Every ember that touched you became part of your anointing. You were not meant to escape the fire, you were meant to emerge from it glowing with purpose. That's why others could not survive what you did. The intensity of your trials matched the magnitude of your calling. Some people only experience light pressure because their assignments are light. But yours has always been heavier. Heaven entrusted you with more. And more always requires fire. Think of the three who walked through the furnace in ancient days. The flames surrounded them, yet they were not consumed. The presence of the fourth man, radiant with glory, turned destruction into deliverance. The same Spirit that walked in that furnace now walks with you. Fire has no authority over those who walk with God. The fire stripped away illusion. It revealed what was real: your faith, your endurance, your voice. You no longer fear what burns, because you've learned that only what isn't eternal can be destroyed. The heat didn't take your calling, it revealed it. You learned to pray without proof, to believe without sight, to trust when everything crumbled. That is where true authority is born. Every scar you carry is now a story of survival. Every wound that once bled now glows as proof that light lives even in ashes. You have been forged into something unbreakable, what the enemy tried to burn out of you. Heaven used to burn deeper into you. Your compassion, your discernment, your clarity, they all came from the furnace. Now, when the fire returns, and it will, you will not tremble. You will recognize it as familiar territory. You will see it as refining, not punishment, because the one who has walked through fire knows how to command it. You carry the language of flames now, the authority of one who has faced darkness and come out carrying light. So, When you look back on the heat you've endured, don't see destruction, see development. Don't see loss, see legacy. The fire taught you that you were never fragile. It revealed that the light within you is stronger than anything outside of you. And when others meet you and ask how you still stand, how you still smile after everything you've faced, you can answer simply, because the fire spoke. And I listened. Oh, the flame no longer frightens you. It recognizes you. You walk through it as one anointed by endurance, carrying wisdom shaped in heat, glowing with the quiet authority of survival. Every spark that once threatened you now obeys your presence. You have become the lesson the fire tried to teach, proof that purpose forged in pain can never be undone. There comes a point when heaven stops hiding what it has placed within you. The season of concealment gives way to revelation, and suddenly, the weight you carried begins to make sense. Everything that once broke you becomes the very thing that sets you apart. You are no longer just surviving, you are stepping into visibility. The anointing that was once hidden in private pain is now being unveiled for public purpose. You've walked through years of contradiction, where the promise spoke louder than your current reality. You knew you were chosen, but the evidence seemed delayed. Yet, even in silence, heaven was building something inside you that the world could not counterfeit. You were being sculpted for significance. Now that shaping is complete, what was unseen is about to be revealed. This unveiling is not about pride or platform, it's about purpose. Heaven does not reveal to entertain, it reveals to activate. The time for hiding has ended, because the world needs what you carry. The same oil that sustained you in your wilderness will now flow to heal others. The light that once guided you privately will now illuminate others' paths. You are stepping into your divine exposure, not as a performer, but as a messenger. As was spoken in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." These words are not metaphor, they are mandate. You were never meant to remain unseen. The light within you was always destined to be displayed, not for attention, but for transformation. The visibility you are entering is sacred territory. Heaven is trusting you with influence because you learned humility in the shadows. Every tear you shed became oil. Every prayer you whispered became power. You didn't just endure darkness, you learned how to command it. That is why your unveiling is not accidental. It is strategic. Heaven reveals what has been refined. The wilderness was not a delay, it was a divine rehearsal. You are entering a season where what was hidden in you will begin to draw attention. People will begin to notice something different, an atmosphere, a weight, a presence around you. Don't shrink from it. It's not ego, it's evidence. The grace you carry cannot remain invisible anymore. You have been entrusted with visibility for impact. The enemy will try to convince you that stepping forward is arrogance, but heaven calls it obedience. You are not promoting yourself, you are presenting the work of God within you. Your unveiling is not for applause, it's for alignment. The world needs to see what obedience looks like when tested and proven. You have been given a voice that carries healing, a presence that brings peace, and a testimony that carries weight. Where others see coincidence, heaven sees commission. The moments that tried to silence you have only amplified your authority. Your survival was the prophecy, and now, your obedience is the fulfillment. There will be moments when the light feels too bright, when visibility feels heavy, but remember, You were prepared for this. The same God who walked with you in obscurity now walks beside you in influence. You are not stepping into fame, you are stepping into function. Every spotlight you stand under becomes an altar where glory returns to its rightful place. Now heaven invites you to affirm this moment of unveiling. Type, "I am ready." Al. Write it not as a comment, but as a covenant. When you declare, "I am ready," you are not claiming perfection, you are accepting permission. You are telling heaven, "Use me now. Reveal through me what you've prepared in me." Al. This is your awakening. You are no longer waiting for opportunity. Opportunity has been waiting for you. The veil is lifting. The light is rising. And heaven is saying, "Show them what glory looks like when it's carried with humility." No, you have been refined in fire, shaped by silence, and called by name. Now, the world will see what heaven already knew. You were chosen to shine. When you type, "I am ready," you're not announcing perfection, you're activating destiny. Those words become a key that unlocks the doors heaven has kept reserved only for your obedience. Your declaration is spiritual alignment. "I am ready," tells heaven. You accept your calling without fear, without doubt. It's the signal. Angels have been waiting for the moment. Faith turns into divine motion. Every time you say, "I am ready," light expands around you. It's not just a sentence, it's surrender shaped as courage. Heaven hears it, records it, and begins releasing what was written for you. Heaven's countdown has begun. The air around you feels alive with unseen movement, as if creation itself is holding its breath, waiting for your next step. Every sound, every silence, every heartbeat is synchronized with divine timing. You can sense it in your spirit. Something greater is unfolding. Something heaven has been preparing since before you even knew how to dream. The time of hesitation is over. This is not a season to guess, it's a season to trust. Heaven's timing is never rushed and never delayed. When it moves perfectly. Everything that seemed random now reveals its purpose. Every delay suddenly makes sense in the light of alignment. You are standing inside a divine countdown where obedience and opportunity finally collide. It's as though angels have taken their places on a vast stage. Trumpets are not blowing yet, but the sound of readiness fills the atmosphere. They wait for your signal, the smallest act of faith that gives heaven permission to release what's next. Every time you choose to respond, you accelerate divine timing. The clock of destiny begins to move faster, and heaven rejoices because one more soul has decided to align. Imagine this moment like standing before a great garden. Each seed represents a word from heaven, waiting for your faith to water it. When you act, the ground breaks open and life bursts forth. The harvest doesn't happen by striving, it happens by surrender. Heaven is the gardener, but your trust is the rain. The ancient words in the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9, declare, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest. If we do not give up, you have been sowing in prayer, in patience, in perseverance." Now heaven is whispering, the proper time has come. The countdown is heaven's reminder that what you've planted through faith is ready to bloom. Your obedience is the final key that unlocks the gate of harvest. And as this moment unfolds, let it reach beyond you. You are not the only one being prepared. There are countless others whose lives will be touched through your obedience. When you like this message, It's as if you're lighting a torch on a distant mountain, guiding another weary traveler toward hope. When you share, it's like releasing a paper boat into a river that will find its way to someone lost downstream. When you subscribe, you're building a bridge, a promise that your spirit will keep walking alongside this message as it grows. And if your heart feels moved, if something inside you whispers that this river of words has refreshed you, then perhaps it's your turn to pour a little water back into the stream. To donate is to place one more log upon the fire that keeps the light burning for others. It is not a demand, it is an offering, a voluntary flame that says, "Let this light reach someone else." Think of it like this. Generosity is not a transaction, it's translation. It turns gratitude into movement. It transforms thankfulness into fuel. Your giving, no matter how small, becomes part of heaven's current flowing quietly, carrying comfort to the unseen, hope to the unheard, healing to the unnoticed. But even if all you give is your presence, your prayer, your listening, heaven sees it. The kingdom counts participation, not price. Every heart that opens, every act of support, every quiet yes becomes another beat in the great rhythm of divine purpose. No one is compelled, everyone is invited. If you feel led, let your like be your lantern, your share be your ripple, your subscription be your bridge, and your gift be your seed. Each one is an act of love, an echo of heaven's generosity flowing through human hands. Because in the end, all giving is reflection. We mirror what heaven has done, pouring itself out without demand, loving without condition, giving without keeping score. That is what it means to walk in divine rhythm, to move from receiving to releasing, from being blessed to becoming a blessing. Heaven's countdown is not a warning, it's an awakening. It's the ticking of divine purpose, moving closer to manifestation. The moment you align, the rhythm accelerates. Angels are already moving, preparing paths, opening unseen doors, arranging encounters that will confirm everything you've felt in your spirit. Let the countdown find you faithful. Let your obedience become the sound that signals heaven, this one is ready. This one has said yes. And as you step forward, remember, you are not alone in the timing. You are part of a greater symphony, and your note matters. Every act of faith, every gesture of kindness, every word of support resounds like a bell across eternity. And somewhere beyond sight, heaven counts down not to an ending, but to a beginning, the moment your surrender meets divine release, and everything written about you finally begins to unfold. The kingdom's reversal begins quietly. It doesn't thunder into the world, it unfolds like dawn. Subtle, but unstoppable. You can feel it stirring in the air around you. The shifting of seasons that only those aligned with heaven can perceive. The very circumstances that once opposed you are beginning to rearrange themselves in your favor. What once pressed you down will soon lift you up. Heaven is rewriting your story, turning mourning into movement and pain into power. Everything that was taken is finding its way back, not always in the same form, but always in greater measure. What the enemy meant for harm, heaven has repurposed for glory. The scales that once tilted against you are being rebalanced by divine hands. You are walking into a season where what was last will become first, where what was delayed will be delivered, and what was hidden will now be honored. For a long time, You've wondered if your faith made any difference, if the seeds you planted in tears would ever bear fruit. But heaven never forgets a single act of obedience, every unseen moment, every prayer whispered in exhaustion, every decision to choose righteousness when rebellion looked easier. None of it has gone unnoticed. The time of divine reversal has come. The same doors that once closed in your face will now open wide at your approach. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 25, a generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. Amen. This is the heartbeat of heaven's reversal cycles of restoration that begin the moment you release what was never meant to be held in fear. When you live open-handedly, the divine flow finds you. The more you pour out, the more heaven pours in. That is why this new season carries a sweetness your previous ones lacked. It's not just about what you'll receive, but about the peace that comes from knowing you no longer have to chase what's already yours. This reversal isn't loud. It comes in small, steady moments that gather into a wave. One day, you'll realize that the weight that used to suffocate you has turned into wind, pushing you forward. The people who once dismissed you will witness what obedience produces. The places that once rejected you will request your presence. Heaven is not giving you revenge, it's giving you redemption. Every loss carried wisdom, every delay trained discernment. Every heartbreak sharpened your hearing for heaven's voice. You learned to see through illusion, to love without condition, to hope without evidence. Those are the treasures you earned in the valley gifts that now qualify you to carry greater authority. The reversal is not simply about circumstances shifting, it's about identity being restored. You are not returning to who you were before the pain. You are stepping into who you were always meant to become. The version of you emerging from this transformation is more stable, more focused, more dangerous to darkness. You've learned to rest without retreating, to fight without bitterness, to wait without wasting time. That's what makes this season different. You are not being restored to old patterns. You are being elevated to new purpose. Sometimes reversal looks like rest. Heaven stops battles you didn't even know were being fought. You begin to experience peace where there used to be panic, clarity where confusion once reigned. The noise that filled your nights begins to fade, and in its place comes a quiet certainty. You are exactly where you need to be. The reward of reversal is not just blessing, it's understanding. You finally see how every detour was divine direction, how every closed door kept you from counterfeit promises, how every unanswered prayer protected your true calling. Heaven's justice is not delayed, it's deliberate. And when the reversal is complete, it doesn't look like triumph, it looks like transformation. You won't need to prove anything, your peace will speak for you. The evidence of restoration will be visible not in your possessions, but in your posture. You'll walk differently, not from pride, but from freedom. This is heaven's kind of victory, not loud, not rushed, but lasting. The balance has shifted, and you are standing on the side of fulfillment. Everything that was inverted by pain is now being set right by purpose. The kingdom's reversal is here, and you, chosen one, are living proof of it. The reversal unfolds like sunrise, steady and certain. Shadows retreat because light has claimed its space. You are walking proof that divine timing always restores what's been lost. Every heartbeat now echoes redemption. The weight that once crushed you has become the wind that carries you. Heaven's justice has arrived, gentle, yet undeniable. This is not recovery, it's resurrection. What you thought was over has only begun again, refined by purpose, crowned with peace, written forever in heaven's design. You can feel it now, the call that does not whisper but resonates like thunder wrapped in light. It is no longer a quiet stirring inside you. It is heaven calling your name aloud. The time for waiting has passed. The silence that once surrounded you has lifted, and a voice, steady and unmistakable, says, "Rise." This is your prophetic call to stand. Every chosen one eventually faces this moment, the unveiling of destiny, when heaven says, "Step forward." It's not about being ready, it's about being willing. The Spirit does not look for perfection, it looks for obedience. The same hands that formed the mountains are now reaching for you, inviting you into partnership. For too long, you have questioned your place, wondering if the calling was real, if the weight you felt was only imagination. But heaven does not invest its voice where it will be wasted. The tug you feel is not self-created, it's sacred. It is heaven confirming what was written long ago. You are being called out of the shadows, out of delay, out of self-doubt. The mantle is ready. The assignment is waiting. And the Spirit has chosen this exact moment to say, "Now, the heavens are aligning in your favor. Angels are repositioning. Doors are unlocking. The frequency of your name has been released in the unseen realm, and creation is responding. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 16, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." And this is your confirmation. You were not just called, you were appointed. Your life is not a random chain of events. It's a carefully crafted strategy. Everything you've endured was training. Every wilderness was rehearsal. Heaven never wastes preparation. And now it's time to perform what was practiced in secret. This calling will stretch you. It will demand courage, humility, and focus. But you will not walk alone. Heaven walks with those who walk in purpose. Every step you take is accompanied by unseen movement, angels clearing paths, grace covering errors, mercy renewing strength. You have been prepared for this moment by the same hand that wrote your destiny. You may ask, why now? Because timing and obedience are intertwined. Heaven moves through those who are willing when the world least expects it. Your story, your scars, your perseverance, they all carry weight. You are not being called because you are strong. You are being called because you are surrendered. Heaven uses yielded vessels, not perfect ones. You stand now at the edge of awakening. Behind you lies every reason to give up. Ahead of you stands every reason to believe again. The Spirit says, "Do not look back. There is nothing there that can hold you anymore. The wilderness season has done its work. You are crossing into purpose." And as a sign of agreement between earth and heaven, type 888 inches. The comments. 8 is the number of new beginnings, and 888 carries heaven's rhythm of complete renewal, body, soul, and spirit. When you write 888, you are declaring that you are stepping into divine newness, leaving behind every version of yourself that no longer belongs to your calling. This act is not ritual, it is recognition. It marks the moment when your heart answers, "I am available." When you type 888, You are writing your covenant in faith's language, telling heaven, I accept the call. The atmosphere shifts when you say yes. Purpose begins to find its path through you. Clarity comes. Boldness replaces hesitation. You realize that this calling was never about being worthy. It was always about being willing. Heaven's call is not to the flawless, but to the faithful. The sound of your name is echoing through realms even now. Every time you take a breath, you affirm that you were born for this moment. Every step forward is prophecy fulfilled. You are not answering a call, you are fulfilling one. The difference is revelation, understanding that destiny is not something you chase, it's something you awaken to. Let this be the moment. Heaven remembers the moment. You didn't wait to feel ready, but chose to move anyway. You have been chosen, appointed, and anointed. Now, the world waits to see what heaven saw all along. When you type 888, heaven records it as a seal of renewal. It's your signature in the spirit, declaring that a new chapter of divine assignment begins. Now, every digit of 888 symbolizes resurrection. Old cycles end. New grace begins. By writing it, you are agreeing with heaven's rhythm of endless beginnings and unstoppable transformation. The march of the redeemed has begun. You can almost hear it, a rhythm older than time, rising like a pulse through creation itself. It's not made of footsteps, but of faith. Not of noise, but of knowing. It is the sound of those who refused to give up when the world demanded surrender, of those who walked through fire and came out carrying flame. You are one of them now. This is not a solitary journey. Though you walked alone in the wilderness, you were never truly isolated. Heaven has been gathering others like you, those refined in silence, strengthened in storms, awakened through warfare. Each one carries a different melody, but together they form a harmony that shakes darkness to its foundation. The march of the redeemed is unity in motion, light moving in formation. You can feel the connection, even across distance. The chosen always recognize one another, even without words. It's in the way hearts respond to truth, the way souls awaken when divine purpose speaks. This is why your obedience matters more than you realize. It's not only about you. Your yes releases strength into others who are also rising. Your faith becomes a signal in the spirit, guiding other torchbearers toward their own awakening. There was a time when the enemy convinced you that you were alone, that no one understood the warfare you faced. But the lie has been broken. Heaven has revealed that there are thousands like you, hidden across nations, carrying the same fire. They are the silent intercessors, the dreamers who refuse to die, the warriors who pray unseen but shake visible systems. Together, you form a movement not of rebellion, but of restoration. The march of the redeemed is not loud. It's luminous. It moves quietly through the earth. Yet its presence is undeniable. Every act of kindness, every prayer whispered in secret, every truth spoken in love, these are steps in the march. And as they gather, they create waves of light that roll through cities, through generations, through time itself. The prophet wrote in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 7, "They charge like warriors, they scale walls like soldiers. They all march in line, not swerving from their course." And 6, that is what you are part of now, a divine alignment where obedience becomes formation. and purpose becomes movement. No one competes. No one compares. Because each one knows their placement in heaven's design. The army of the redeemed does not fight with swords, but with surrender. Its strength lies not in numbers, but in unity. You are walking beside those who understand the weight of calling. Some are near, some you will never meet. Yet your spirits are connected. Every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, you strengthen the line. Every time you love when it would be easier to judge, you push darkness one step back. That is the true battle, the fight to remain light in a world that glorifies shadow. The redeemed do not march for recognition, they march for restoration. They are sent into broken spaces to rebuild foundations, others abandoned. When they speak, hope returns. When they move, peace follows. And wherever they go, signs of heaven appear, hearts healed, minds renewed, lives realigned. You are one of them now, carrying the rhythm of redemption in your spirit. Listen closely. This march is not ending, it's accelerating. The sound grows stronger because heaven is gathering its voices. You will begin to notice divine connections, forming unexpected alliances, timely encounters. It is the evidence that heaven's army is uniting under one sound, the sound of purpose fulfilled. You were not called to watch this from a distance. You were called to walk in step. Every trial that shaped you, every victory that humbled you, every lesson that refined you, these were your training grounds. Now you move as part of something far greater than yourself. When the redeemed march, the earth feels it. The ground responds because it remembers who rules it. And as you continue walking, know this: your rhythm is not fading, it's being amplified. The echo of your obedience will outlive you, carried forward by those who rise after you. You are not just part of history, you are part of prophecy. The march of the redeemed will continue until light fills every corner, until every shadow is turned into testimony. And you, chosen one, are among those who carry that light. The march continues beyond sight, guided by unseen drums of destiny. Every heartbeat joins the cadence. Every breath adds strength to heaven's advancing rhythm of restoration. You are part of this living anthem, one voice among many, yet entirely irreplaceable. The sound of your obedience completes heaven's song of redemption on earth. There comes a moment when the march slows, not because the mission is finished, but because heaven is ready to mark what has been proven. This is the moment of sealing, the divine confirmation that obedience has completed its cycle. You have walked through darkness without losing your light, endured silence without losing your faith, and trusted even when understanding was far away. Heaven has witnessed it all. And now, the final seal of fire descends. This seal is not punishment, it is promotion. Fire in the kingdom is never sent to destroy, only to distinguish. It separates the common from the called, the surface from the sacred. You have been through flames before, but this fire feels different. It carries peace. This time, the fire does not burn what is weak, it anoints what is strong. You are being branded with belonging. The seal of fire comes as both a touch and a transformation. It does not arrive with spectacle, but with stillness. The Spirit approaches gently, like a flame drawn to its wick. And when it rests upon you, everything changes. Fear bows, doubt dissolve, and purpose takes its rightful throne. The mark is invisible to the eye, but undeniable in the atmosphere. Those who encounter you will feel it before they see it. The Word of God declares in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 2, "For he is like a refiner's fire and like fuller's soap. He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver." Then, these words describe what is happening now, not a trial, but a transformation. The refiner is not pacing in panic. He is seated in control. He watches carefully, ensuring that the fire burns only what must be removed, never what must remain. That's the difference between punishment and purification. The world punishes to destroy. Heaven refines to reveal. This fire is not around you, it's within you. It burns through distraction, through fear, through everything that once diluted your conviction. You will notice the shift, not in what happens externally, but in what you can no longer tolerate internally. The seal of fire awakens holy dissatisfaction. It makes you restless for righteousness, hungry for truth, allergic to compromise. It reshapes your appetites, so you begin to crave what heaven craves. You may feel the heat of correction in this season. Don't resist it. Embrace it. Fire that corrects is fire that protects. It keeps you aligned with purpose, ensuring that your anointing stays pure. The more the flame refines you, the clearer your spirit becomes. Vision sharpens. Discern deepens. You begin to sense heaven's heartbeat with precision. Those who carry this seal are not ordinary. They walk with an atmosphere, a fragrance of fire that shifts rooms before they even speak. They are not defined by titles or crowds, but by presence. Their authority comes from intimacy, not influence. People might not understand them, but they cannot ignore them. Their words carry weight because they've been tested in truth. You are one of them. Heaven's fire has chosen you as its vessel. Every past season, every unseen battle, every hidden prayer has prepared you for this moment. The seal of fire is heaven's signature upon your life, saying, "This one is mine." Though it may not come with applause, but it will come with clarity. You will know when it happens the moment you feel peace in the same places where you once felt pressure. The chaos won't vanish, but it will lose its control. You will walk through what used to consume you and emerge untouched. That's what happens when fire no longer tests you, but serves you. The sealed ones are carriers of purification. Wherever they go, old systems collapse, and truth begins to breathe again. Their lives are sermons. Their silence is intercession. Their presence is proof that heaven still moves through humanity. You are becoming that evidence. So do not fear the flame. It is your friend. The same fire that once felt like loss will now feel like identity. The seal is your confirmation that you are not only chosen, but commissioned. What once burned you will now bow to you. And as the flame settles, you will hear the Spirit whisper, "It is done," not as an ending, but as a beginning. The seal of fire has marked you forever refined, forever ready, forever His. The flame within no longer consumes, it commissions. You carry its warmth, its authority, its clarity. Everywhere you walk, heaven recognizes its reflection burning quietly inside you. You are the living ember, proof that refinement births radiance. The seal glows unseen, yet undeniable, declaring you purified, empowered, and eternally intertwined with heaven's consuming light. There is a silence that comes before glory, the kind that feels almost heavy, like the air itself is holding its breath. You are standing in that silence now. Heaven has paused, not because it hesitates, but because it honors what's next. This is the last warning before glory, the sacred space between the closing of one chapter and the unfolding of another. You've walked through testing, fire, and surrender, and now the Spirit leans close with tenderness and truth. Do not turn away now. Everything in you has been shaped for this moment. The flame has purified, the calling confirmed, and the seal rests upon you. What remains is choice holy, final, transformative choice. Mercy still stands at the threshold, arms extended. Heaven does not rush you, it invites you, but invitation carries weight. The time to decide is now. There's a line between waiting and withholding, and heaven knows when a delay turns into disobedience. The angels that once stood watching are now kneeling in readiness, holding scrolls of promise, waiting for your yes to release what they've been guarding. This is not about fear, it's about fullness. Glory does not arrive to crush, it arrives to crown. Yet even crowns require cooperation. The Spirit can pour out, but only willing hands can receive. The light that waits on the other side of surrender is greater than any darkness behind you. The Book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 20, reveals a truth still alive today. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in. That knock is not thunder, it's tenderness. Heaven never forces entry. It waits for invitation. The door handle is always on your side. You've felt that knocking before in moments of conviction, in whispers during sleepless nights, in sudden clarity when everything else was confusion. Now the air hums with divine anticipation. You can almost hear angels beyond the veil. Heaven has aligned every moment, every memory, every miracle to lead you here. And now, it waits to see if you will open the door. If this word stirs something in you, if it feels like the echo of a truth you've always known, then let this be your way of opening that door. When you like, imagine it as striking a match in a dark cathedral, a single flame joining 1,000 others. When you share, see it as releasing a dove into the sky, carrying peace towards someone who has forgotten how to hope. When you subscribe, think of it as planting a tree beside this river of words, a promise to keep growing where light flows. When you comment, picture it as carving your name softly on the altar of testimony, leaving a trace among those who believed at the same moment. And if gratitude rises quietly in your spirit, perhaps it's heaven's way of saying, sow into this light. To donate is not to pay. It is to plant a candle on the altar, keeping the flame alive for those still finding their way home. Every seed of generosity becomes another heartbeat in this living message, allowing it to travel farther, reach deeper, and ignite others still walking through their own wilderness. The invitation is not command, it's communion. Whether your gift is a word, a prayer, a gesture, or a seed, it carries eternal value. Heaven counts willingness, not wealth. When you give, you are not losing, you are letting your light travel farther, reminding another soul. The door is still open. The final warning before glory is not threat, it's tenderness. Heaven's urgency comes wrapped in compassion. It knows how long you've waited, how hard you've fought, how deeply you've desired proof that your faith mattered. That proof is here, the quiet realization that the door you stand before was never locked. So breathe deeply, This is not the end, it's the entrance. Step through it, not with fear, but with awe. The same God who began this journey with you waits just beyond the doorway of obedience. The angels rise as you move, carrying your name in songs only heaven understands. And when you look back someday, you'll see that this moment, the one where you chose surrender over hesitation, was the threshold where glory began. Light your match, release your dove, plant your tree, carve your name, offer your candle. Every action is worship. Every choice, an echo of love freely given. This is how heaven moves through willing hearts that say yes without pressure. Through generosity, born from joy. Through obedience, born from peace. The door is open now. Glory is near. Step forward. The crown awaits the brave. It is not handed out for perfection or privilege, but for endurance, for those who have remained steadfast when everything around them tried to shake them apart. You are among those who refused to surrender. Even when silence felt unbearable and faith felt like holding fire in your hands, heaven saw you. Every trembling step, every whispered prayer, every tear sown in darkness was recorded in the book of courage. Now, heaven leans forward with a crown forged not of gold, but of glory. This crown is not ornamental, it is functional. It represents authority earned through surrender, dominion granted through discipline. It is invisible to most eyes, but unmistakable in presence. When the crown rests upon your spirit, even the atmosphere begins to respond. It is heaven's acknowledgement that you have passed the test not of strength, but of surrender. Many misunderstand crowns. They imagine glitter and grandeur. But heaven's crowns are different. They are made of unseen victories, the days you chose love, when hatred was easier. The hours you stood still when running seemed safer. The moments you forgave when revenge whispered loudest. Those decisions built this crown. Every act of quiet obedience became a jewel. Every time you chose faith over fear, a new stone was added. The apostle writes in the first letter of Peter, chapter 5, verse 4, "And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade away." That promise is eternal, and it belongs to you. The glory of this crown does not decay because it was not crafted by human hands. It was formed in heaven's foundry, in the fire of your trials, cooled by your tears, and polished by your perseverance. It is both reward and reminder. Reward for endurance, reminder of dependence. The brave are not fearless, they are faithful. You have learned that bravery is not the absence of trembling, but the decision to move forward while trembling. Heaven crowns those who act, even when afraid. Courage is not loud. It is quiet conviction that whispers, "I will not quit." Every time you rose after falling, you were being shaped for coronation. This crown does not make you above others. It makes you a servant of many. In heaven's kingdom, authority is stewardship, not superiority. You wear this crown not to be admired, but to become a living standard of what grace can do. The brave are not celebrated for their strength. They are entrusted with greater assignments because they have proven trustworthy. You may not feel worthy to wear it, but worthiness was never the requirement. Willingness was. Heaven places crowns on the heads of those who carried crosses without complaint. It exalts those who bowed lowest, who served quietly, who loved relentlessly. The world rewards power. Heaven rewards perseverance. And yet, when the crown comes, humility deepens. You will not lift your head higher, you will lower your heart deeper. The weight of glory does not inflate, it anchors. You begin to walk slower, speak softer, love louder. The crown does not make you proud, it makes you peaceful. You begin to understand that true victory is gentleness under pressure, patience under provocation, and love under loss. The brave carry their crowns not as trophies but as testimonies. When people see you and ask how you endured, you will simply smile and say, "Because grace held me." The crown will speak for itself. Its shine will tell stories your words never could. It will remind the world that heaven keeps its promises, that the brave are never forgotten. So, when the weight of life presses again, remember this: your head has already been measured for glory. The crown fits perfectly. It was shaped by your story, molded by your journey, designed for your endurance. Nothing and no one can take it from you, because it was never given by man. You have fought quietly, loved deeply, waited faithfully, and heaven calls that bravery. Soon, the invisible will become visible, and the crown that has rested on your spirit will manifest as favor, peace, and radiant authority, not for show, but for service. The brave do not wear crowns to shine, they wear them to serve as living beacons of grace. And you, chosen one, will wear yours with the calm certainty of one who knows the battle was worth it. The waiting was not wasted, and the reward is already written. The crown you carry glows quietly, unseen yet undeniable. It hums with heaven's affirmation, whispering that endurance was never empty. It was preparation for eternal purpose. You wear not gold, but grace. Every step you take now radiates peace, the unmistakable fragrance of one who conquered through surrender and stands crowned by divine love. In the courts of eternity, silence falls again. The angels who once moved swiftly now stand still, their wings folded in reverence. Something sacred is being written, the eternal record of your yes. Every moment of obedience, every unseen act of faith, every whispered surrender is being inscribed upon the scrolls of heaven. What began as a fragile decision on earth becomes an immortal decree in eternity. Heaven does not forget obedience. It echoes forever. This is the culmination of your journey, the point where purpose meets permanence. Your yes is no longer an event, it is a legacy. Every seed of trust you sowed has grown roots that reach beyond time. What was once a single act of faith is now a forest of impact. The angels who once waited now rejoice. For your agreement has activated everything written about you from the beginning. The prophet Daniel once saw it. In a vision too, vast for words, thrones set in place, books opened, light flowing like rivers of judgment and mercy, intertwined. In those same books, heaven records the yes of the chosen. Yours has joined them now. You have moved from the pages of potential into the chronicles of fulfillment. It is written in the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 10. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. This verse is more than comfort. It is confirmation. Heaven remembers. Nothing done in sincerity is lost. Every choice made for love. Every sacrifice unseen by the world. Every moment you chose obedience over convenience. They all rise like incense before the throne. The eternal record of your yes glows brighter than any crown. It is heaven's proof that faith on earth changes eternity. The angels sing not because you were perfect, but because you persevered. They marvel that a fragile human heart could hold so much faith. That clay could contain so much glory. Your name is now spoken in heaven, not as potential but as fulfillment. The scrolls that once waited for your obedience now bear your signature sealed in surrender, stamped in grace, finished in glory. This moment changes everything. The heavens adjust around a completed yes. The realms of light rejoice, not in your achievement, but in your alignment. You have become one with the purpose that once only hovered around you. Destiny is no longer a distant promise, it is your present reality. The path beneath your feet now glows with purpose realized. You may not feel it, but all of creation responds. The air itself carries new resonance. The rhythm of heaven flows through your spirit like a living current. The weight of striving falls away, replaced by stillness, the kind that comes when the journey reaches its destination. You have crossed the line between obedience and overflow. Heaven's record is not written in ink, but in light. Your story burns upon the pages of eternity, alive, luminous, and eternal. The choices that once seemed small ripple endlessly outward, touching lives you may never know. The echo of your yes travels through generations, through nations, through dimensions unseen. What was personal has become prophetic. There will come a day, beyond days, when the trumpet of eternity sounds and all creation gathers. In that moment, heaven will read your yes aloud, not to remind you of what you did, but to show what your obedience released. Every act of faith becomes a star. Every moment of surrender becomes a spark in the great constellation of redemption. And when the scroll closes, you will know your life was not a sequence of accidents, but a symphony of purpose. You were not just chosen, you were faithful. You did not simply hear, you obeyed. You did not merely believe, you became the evidence that heaven's will can live in human form. The eternal record of your yes stands complete. Heaven rejoices. Earth bears witness, and the Spirit rests. What began as a whisper has become a world-changing word. The assignment is active. The angels are released. And your name now lives among the stories heaven tells when it speaks of faith fulfilled. Your yes glows brighter than constellations. It hums through eternity's corridors. Proof that human surrender can echo louder than chaos and rewrite the rhythm of generations yet unborn. Heaven holds your name like a melody. Each syllable sings of faith that endured, of love that chose trust when reason fled, of obedience that birthed unending light. And so eternity whispers back to you, well done. The story is sealed, the record complete, and forever. Your yes will shine as heaven's living flame. The story has been told, and heaven has recorded every heartbeat of your yes. The assignment is alive now, flowing like light across time, touching hearts, awakening faith, and guiding others toward their own moment of surrender. You have walked through fire, spoken with angels, faced darkness, and emerged crowned with purpose. The journey may close here in words, but in spirit, it continues forever. This message does not end. It expands. It lives wherever light travels, wherever truth is spoken, wherever one heart dares to answer heaven's call. And as it moves forward, it carries your fingerprints upon it. Every act of belief you've chosen, every moment you've listened, every whisper of yes you've released into the world, all of it becomes part of the living echo of this story. When you like this message, imagine you're striking one last spark from heaven's fire, sending light forward for someone still walking in shadow. When you share, picture it as releasing a bird into the dawn, carrying truth to someone who has forgotten that sunrise still exists. When you subscribe, see it as stepping back into this river whenever the waters rise again, promising to keep walking wherever the current of grace flows. When you comment, think of it as etching your name upon the walls of testimony, a simple sign that says, I was here, and heaven spoke to me. And if your heart stirs to give, let it be a gentle offering, like placing oil upon a lamp so it can burn a little longer for the next soul who needs the light. Nothing here is demanded. Everything here is invitation. Your presence is already gift enough. Every gesture, your listening, your engagement, your generosity becomes part of a sacred circle of light that cannot be broken. The story lives now because you chose to hear it. And somewhere beyond the veil, angels smile, knowing that heaven's words have found a willing heart once more.